Hello, welcome back. It's Friday the 2nd of August. This is the good, the bad and the stupid news. We're going to get straight on with it. I've got a load of stuff here pulled out which I haven't put in any kind of order again, to be honest. But we kind of got away with it yesterday, so just going to crack straight on with it. Starting off with the Google camp. Did you see in the paper today, the news today about the Google camp, which is an ecological meeting of A-list audience at a secret retreat in Sicily. It just sounds like a fucking back-scratching event, to be honest, but it's like what's it called? Climate change speech, which Prince Harry and many other A-list audiences, random people like Leonardo DiCaprio, Naomi Campbell, Katy Perry, Orlando Bloom, Bradley Cooper, Sacha Baron Cohen, Noel Gallagher, Bono and Bill Gates. And they all flew there from wherever they were in the world by 114 different jets, private jets. So they all flew there individually by their private jets to go to this Google retreat in Sicily to give advice or a talk on climate change, which is the fucking irony, or the biggest irony about the whole fucking thing, isn't it, really? Because they all could have just gone on. Surely they all came from the same places, a lot of them, so they all could have just gone on the one plane, couldn't they? I'd like to see them all going on a megabus coach trip or something, or fucking National Express over there. Like, that would be the cheapest. They all jumped on there, low cost and whatever else. That would imagine that would never happen, would it? But they're all staying at and Prince Harry flew there on private jet and then took a helicopter from that place onto the resort where he gave a speech on climate change. So they're fucking mental, aren't they, really? They don't get the irony, obviously. But you get invited to something like that, you're probably thinking, well, I've made it here, and I'm up with the fucking Joneses here. I'm like mixing it, rubbing shoulders with, here, there and everywhere. It's like some kind of rich or, like entertainer version of the Masons or something, isn't it? To think they're going to kind of network and get something out of it. I couldn't think of anywhere fucking worse to be, if you ask me. But especially as being a nobody, I don't think I'd fit in very well. But even if I fucking was up there with that, I don't think that would be, you just, it'd be like a battle of the egos, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? It'd be like, because imagine you're in a place like that, and like, if you're in like an event, I don't know, that you would normally go to, and then you got one talented guy in the corner, and you go, well, see, fucking Dave will do a little number on his guitar or something, you know what I mean? And everyone's like, whoa, the fucking talented one. There's somebody there with a skill or something, and everybody enjoys it. Here you got fucking, they'll all be like battering each other for the guitar, wouldn't they? You know what I mean? They'll be like, I'm fucking better than you, let's get my skill up on the stage and all that sort of stuff. That's what I think anyway. I mean, it's kind of like it should be called the eco meeting. It's more of an ego meeting, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad I wasn't invited. I probably would have turned it down on the basis of my carbon footprint anyway. So yeah, so I don't know if they was only there for a couple of days as well, weren't they? So they're like fucking buzzing in and buzzing off. They should have just done it all by video link or something like that, or just not have it. You know what I mean? Just say we didn't have a massive big fucking meeting that we were gonna have, where loads of people were gonna fly from all the road, but we didn't do it because of the carbon footprint, and everyone will go, hey, that's fucking absolutely brilliant. Thanks, Bono. You are, you are all righteous. You are the righteous one. Anyway, moving on. You get my opinion on that. Britain's perfect pub has been revealed. It is 1.8 miles from your house, serves scampi and chips, and closes at midnight, a survey found. Well, it's not really the perfect. Well, the perfect pub. This perfect pub according to whoever likes scampi and chips and fucking wants to be in bed at midnight. To everybody else, that's the shittiest pub, isn't it? Because they might not want scampi and chips, and they might not want to fucking, some people don't even get there till close to that. So that's the perfect pub as according to old farts and, people who are not very adventurous with food. So it's the Wetherspoons. There we go. That's a perfect pub, according to that survey. I wasn't asked, so my opinion doesn't count. This guy has had the hiccups for... A fed-up lorry driver has had the hiccups every day for the last 6 years. Cecil Montgomery, 62, is stricken up for up to 10 hours daily and sometimes 24 hours straight, even in his sleep. It has left him struggling to get his words out, and his confidence in a social situation is, and with strangers often think he's drunk. And he'd often walk 1,000,000 miles to get rid of the hiccups. Or I don't know if he's saying he has walked 1,000,000 miles, or he would walk 1,000,000 miles to get rid of the hiccups. That's got to be a fucking right pain in the arse, isn't it? Not just for him, for everybody around him as well. His wife, I imagine, is fucking, just think, oh, has he stopped? Oh, bollocks. And he's probably like that as well. But that's a shame, that, isn't it? It's Cecil from West Bromwich. That's where I'm from. Well, I'm from Birmingham. Cecil from West Bromwich, West Midlands. Yeah, that's like some kind of nervous thing, and he wants to get hypnotised. That's the fucking, go and see like some, it's a fucking become a mental thing, and it's probably like now you're kind of, your brain's kind of tuned into it, so you probably can't turn it off. But what do I know? All I know is it's really annoying. But if somebody's got one of them nervous tics kind of thing, like hiccups or coughing or blinking, or like fucking, I think I used to do that when I was a little kid, blinking and double, but it just becomes a habit. So maybe he's like got tuned into it. So hypnosis, that's my diagnosis according to Dr. Wayne. A planet 31 light years from Earth is potentially habitable by humans, astronomers have claimed. So, let's fucking send a few people up there then. Do the old Australia thing, but further afield. Send the people you don't want on the planet, get them sent up to, when you find a habitable planet. But they never, it'd be nice to see, I'll tell you what, I would love in my lifetime for there to be aliens found. It'd be fucking, how crazy would it be if because if it ever has happened, they're never going to tell you if it's secret, or they're going to cover it up. But if it just blatantly happened like it did in that V, where it comes down and just lands over this city, it'd be fucking, because that would happen one day, or could happen if there is these kind of life in other places or whatever. But that's just, they've just found a place where water it's always down to water, anywhere water could have been or could have been, which could retain water on the surface, so therefore it could handle life. So it doesn't say that it's actually had life. She says telescopes that can scan it for alien life will soon come online. So yeah, but be crazy if that fucking something like that happened. I'm not saying I believe it. I don't know if I do. I might do. Believe in aliens, that is. Wanted, couple to run an island pub. A remote island off the coast of Devon needs new tenants to run its local pub. Lundy, which lies 12 miles north of Devon, is famous for its puffins and its turbulent history. Looking for a couple to look after the Morisco Tavern, which never shuts. Well, that's kind of like, It's a pub that never shuts. I was looking at that pub earlier, the perfect pub. It's the pub that never shuts, so definitely don't fucking suit. It's not the perfect pub, but also it's 12 miles off onto an island. Does anybody actually live in it? Oh, 28 population of 28. That'd probably be the shittest pub in the fucking world. You'd probably sick to death with the other 28 people. But it never shuts, so they've maybe not. They never shut, so they're obviously fucking lively. Oh, they get tourists and that, I imagine, over there, but 28 people. Okay. A sixth person has died after eating a... Going a bit dark now. A sixth person has died after eating a Listeria-infected hospital sandwich. The patient was one of 9 people infected with the bacteria. They contracted the bug by eating a pre-packed sandwich at Western Sussex hospitals. Does this just apply to hospital sandwiches, or like any kind of pre-packed sandwiches? Because that's kind of put me off. I keep reading these stories about this Listeria. It's always coming from sandwiches. You know, it's putting me off buying sandwiches now from shops, especially ones in packets, because you don't know who's been making them or what's in it, or you know how long it's been sat there or anything, don't you? But normally you just take it for granted. It's a sandwich, you eat it, blah blah blah. All of a sudden, it can be a fucking death sentence. I mean, obviously they're in hospital and they're rather ill, but if the sandwich has got Listeria in it, you don't want to be eating it anyway, do you? And this other one is another one along the same lines. A woman died after catching sepsis from a hot tub via a shaving cut in Swansea. Sepsis, that's all I fucking hear about that. It's sepsis, Listeria and Lyme disease. That's been the fucking buzzwords of the past few weeks. You keep seeing it everywhere. But sepsis is on the rise, and it just seems to come from nothing, you know. From a cut, that was. From... you know, obviously that's a bit... I'm not lightening the mood really, am I, this Friday with that one? So, but yeah, it just makes you think, you know. It makes you think, if you ever get a cut, to go to the doctors, because normally I just get a cut and go, oh, fuck it, just leave it and let it, you know. I'll do it on my knees here, but they're itching now. I didn't really put plasters on them or everything, but now you're thinking, the slightest cut you can get a problem with. So maybe now I'm going to be annoying to my doctor and just fucking turn up for every last little thing. Especially that guy the other day who wouldn't check my fucking wouldn't check my moles for me or whatever. Now I'll be banging on his door for every last little thing. You know, you check, make sure that cut hasn't got sepsis. I just ate a sandwich earlier. I just want to check I haven't got Listeria. And I was bitten by something last week. I think I was, so I want to check for, you know. So, you know, you're going to fucking... I'll be getting right on his nerves if that's the case. If you can't get too paranoid about these things, can you? Because if you do, you go fucking mad. You won't go out of the house, and then you'll be ill for that. You can't win. What's this one? Oh no, I didn't do that one. A man on his mobility scooter was rescued trying to trundle up Sugarloaf Mountain in Abergavenny, South Wales, 1,955 feet. Sugarloaf Mountain, I thought that was in South Africa. There's one that sounds very similar anyway. He's tried to go up there on his mobility scooter. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Why not? Fuck it. He just thought, well, I might not have fucking legs that might not work, but I'm missing out. And also I'm going to head up there, and unless he's trying to go up the rocky bit, he's never going to get up there if he does that, is he? Well, he didn't get up there. He had to be rescued, so maybe he was. So maybe he was drunk or something, but he had to go anyway, didn't he? Beat sitting at home being miserable. Vicar has handed in 4 starting pistols as part of a nationwide firearms surrender. The Reverend Christopher Parks from Burntwood Methodist Church in Birmingham, that's where I'm from, gave the guns after they have been stored in a safe for at least 12 years. Well, the starter pistols illegal. I don't know if they are, but having 4 What's he need four for? And what they're for races, aren't they? Was they doing like races at the church, or was it just like a fucking, you know, if he ever gets caught with him, he just goes, "Oh, this was for, we had a race, so that's why I happen to have a gun." Or maybe he's just a gangster vicar. You know, he might be living in a moody part of Birmingham. You know, he's just thinking fucking. The vicar decided to participate in the surrender so the guns don't enter the hands of criminals. Oh, so he said, we found these starting pistols in our church safe that had been previously used by the drama group. Yeah, likely story. I think he's a gangster turned vicar. You know, he's repenting, maybe. What have we got? Oh, a family was gassed and robbed in their camper van whilst travelling in France. You see that all the time, don't you? They would go over there on a holiday in your camper van and they put gas through the hose pipe and then rob your caravan whilst you're fucking asleep. Literally climb in amongst you and sort of take your stuff. That's a bit moody, man, because I was thinking about going over to France and doing just that. And I've just read that and it's put me fucking off. And I have seen it before a long time ago, but I didn't realise, and it says here that it's common as anything over there. That is like, and they're doing it in the houses. They gas the house, they gas the camper vans. Obviously they didn't hurt them and stuff, but they took everything, and it's a bit, you know, it's going to make you nervous now if you go over. That was in a service station as well, so this weren't like that was in some sort of dark alley or whatever. But so now I'll have to buy myself, if I do go, I'll have to buy myself a gas mask just so that you can fucking counteract the attack. But no, that's not an ideal situation to happen when you're on holiday, is it? Seems to be according to France. So where are they getting the gas from? What kind of gas is it? I don't know. I haven't got time to find out. I've got to move on. A second Peeping Tom has been prowling the set of the new James Bond blockbuster. The pervert is being hunted by police after reaching under a toilet cubicle partition to film a woman. His victim fled, screaming as security staff were alerted, but by the time they got there, the man had vanished. It's just like Peeping Tom. It's like the shittiest of all the fucking perverts, isn't it? Really, just trying to catch a glimpse of something under the toilet. I mean, it's like not even the nicest kind of situation to take. You know, what are you trying to see exactly? You know, and you're bound to get caught. It's shit. You can't get away with stuff like that. You know, and it's embarrassing if you ever get caught, which you obviously will, or someone's going to suss him out, and they look for the fucking bloke, sweaty, nervous bloke on the set, or you know, they'll find his thing hidden somewhere with his fingerprints on it or something like that. But that's all on the James Bond scene, so he's probably got a good job, unassuming, and you know, could be Daniel Craig. Maybe it's Daniel Craig. I doubt it, but everybody's a suspect until caught. It's a man. It's a male, and all the crew are looking at each other. Yeah, all the crew are looking at each other and wondering who is the creep. So it's like fucking Who Done It or Cluedo. She didn't say, but some of the women are terrified of using the toilets and they are going in pairs. So yeah, imagine that. Imagine if you are the guy now. Fucking, you're gonna have to play up the. You know, play really cool. You probably need to probably be the best actor on set if that's the case. He's got to try and fucking get through the next few months without being revealed as the. Because if he's a pervert and he's like that way, he might even try it again. It's compulsive, isn't it, or impulsive? Yeah. I said the other day about a woman got sent to jail for feeding cats. For feeding cats in Chicago, wasn't it? Stray cats. I said that was a bit over the top. What the fuck, you know? Can't go to jail for feeding hungry animals. And they're reviewing it because they think it was a harsh thing to do. 10-day jail sentence for a 79-year-old. 79 she is as well. She ain't got many fucking days left, and you're putting her in that kind of stress just because she fed some cats. You know what I mean? Some people have had suspended sentence for kicking somebody's head in, let alone fucking getting 10 years, actually having to go inside for feeding cats. It's fucking loads of back to front situations with the law, isn't there? What have we got here? Zoe Ball, host, Radio 1, has lost 780,000 listeners since taking over the breakfast show. I don't think that's just down to Zoe Ball. I think that's just down to the shit music they play on Radio 1. And fucking repetitive shit music. You have to turn off Radio 1. If you listen to Radio 1, once you've listened to it for an hour, it's the same music almost on a fucking repeat, and the same news on a repeat. You can't listen to it more than an hour. You're fucking listening to the same thing over and over and over again. So what do you expect that people turn off? And it's also the shittest of the shit music. It's like the worst. It's almost like they've paid Radio 1 to be played, and they don't play anything fucking half decent. If they do, it's a rarity. So that it's almost like brainwashing. They keep playing the same shit song over and over. By the end of the week, you actually like it. So, or you're whistling it or something like that. Right, okay, how long have we got? Almost half of newlyweds will reject at least one wedding present, with a toaster being the most likely culprit. Well, if they've already got a toaster, yeah. And they've probably got two if they're married. If they're single and they're getting married, they've probably got two toasters, because who hasn't got a toaster? So, of course they're going to reject the toaster, because otherwise that means they've got three. So they always end up... Or they could have that one and sack the other two off and have the decent one. So that's why almost, because if someone offers them, if they put down, I want the top fucking range toaster so I can get rid of this shit one, it'll probably be accepted. Anyway, that was a study by Holiday Extras. Lots of shit studies about it, it doesn't, no need, pointless study, really. Hair restorer. Blokes worried about going bald can now freeze their follicles in the world's first hair bank. From next week, men over 18 will be able to pay £2,000, of course, to store them, just as women freeze their eggs to start a family. It stops the clock on aging. Well, you'll store them, and then the place will, well, saying that, there's always a fucking market for people who are worried about going bald, isn't there? But if it's anything like that place in San Francisco, was it, when they cryogenically wanted to freeze their bodies when they were terminally ill, they froze their bodies, paid loads of money to freeze their bodies, and they are hoping to be brought back to life when the cure had been found for their illnesses. Anyway, the place went bust, didn't it? So fucking, they all just got carted off to the cemetery when the place went bust and the fucking money was spent and whatever else, and all these dudes who'd paid to fucking come back to life, you know, all got shafted basically. So probably not going to be quite the same thing, you know, because all you're always going to go missing there is your money and your follicles. But maybe you can take some off your fucking ball bag or something and stick them on your head. It's all off your body, and it'd probably just be a ginger curly dude then, though, wouldn't you? Right, okay. That's what do I know? Luke Goss says reality hit him hard when Bros split because he was used to being looked after. The singer revealed he struggled with a normal routine after years of being treated like a superstar. Oh, that's honest, because yeah, fucking, it's hard enough having to do a normal routine when you haven't been a superstar. So that's the right fucking fall from grace when you've got to go back to doing, you know, paying the bills and doing your everyday things when you've been up there in the fucking dizzy heights. What I think surprising is when they all go bust. Well, you know, handled all those millions and all of a sudden they're fucking bust and bankrupt and whatever else. Makes you wonder fucking where the fucking money goes, you know. There's another thing here was, I ain't going to get round to doing it now because time's running out, but there's one of David James. He was bankrupt and he's going on Strictly Dancing, isn't he? And someone's saying it's because he's he's broke, or he's been bankrupt and whatever else. But at the height of his fame, he was, you know, wearing a new pair of trainers every day, or changing his underwear and chucking them in the bin after every day, like, you know. What was he doing? Yeah, we go. If he scuffed his trainers, he'd chuck them in his spare room, buy a new pair. He would change his underwear daily, box fresh, and chuck the other ones away, and whatever else. And then he had a divorce that cost him £3 million, and then he was bankrupt. So if he hadn't spent all that money on new socks and pants, maybe he wouldn't have to do strictly strictly fucking come dancing. Yeah, but that's what happens, isn't it? The money goes to their head, and the money goes fucking out the door. Okay, finishing up now. I don't think I'm gonna. What's this one? Surgeons removed 526 teeth from a 7-year-old boy's mouth. The lad was admitted with pain and swelling, and an X-ray revealed he had 526 teeth in his mouth. Tiny ones though, in a bag or something like this in his mouth. But fucking hell, that's more bones than in the rest of his body. 526 teeth. Imagine if they'd have grown. He'd have like a Frank Sidebottom head or something, wouldn't he? Anyway, he's on the mend. He's on the mend now. He's only young, so he would have ended up on embarrassing bodies or something later on in life if he hadn't sorted that out. As a, you know, modern day freak show, that program, isn't it? Half of male office workers have ditched ties for open collars and say they do an even better job in jeans. I got to admit, that's fucking. I used to work in an office, and the worst thing about that was having to wear a tie, suit and tie every day. Just so uncomfortable, and it used to mean I didn't do much work, and many other reasons. But you know, if you're uncomfortable at work, you don't want to be there, do you? So I used to put my tie on in the lift and take it off in the lift. Even at dinner time, I'd take it off and put it back on. You know, I just found it really restricting, and if you're not comfortable, you're unhappy. So I'm all for that. Ditch the suits, you know, or just get a uniform or something like that. This guy, a student, was so addicted to ketchup he ate it with bananas, a student who was so addicted to ketchup he ate it with bananas has shed 6 stone after cutting back. 6 stone just from stopping eating ketchup. So imagine if you're the kind of person who eats ketchup on all shit, or chips and all that stuff, you're fucking double fat, aren't you? So if ketchup alone can fucking save you 6 stone, imagine what the rest. But he's saying they used to have it on bananas and everything. That's fucking freaky, man. Where's he from? Birmingham. How many times have I said Birmingham in this video? I'm from Birmingham, I told you. But he said he would eat it with literally everything, any fruit and veg. He'd add ketchup. I've even eaten ketchup on tomatoes. Well, that's not the worst thing about that was eating ketchup on bananas, not tomatoes. So yeah, there you go. I don't really eat ketchup anyway, so I'm one of the good guys. But who knows that ketchup is that fattening? That's right. Okay, I'm going to do maybe 3 last things. What time is it? Okay, two more things in. There's going to be a Peaky Blinders festival in, wait for it, Birmingham. That's right. There's going to be a Peaky Blinders festival next month. It's all a bit fucking sudden, as I mentioned it before. Next month there's going to be a festival in Birmingham. All the actors are going to be there. They're expecting 20,000 fans a day. I imagine everyone's going to dress up like the Peaky Blinders, aren't they, to go to it? But that'd be quite cool, really, I imagine. But they've got like Primal Scream and David Beckham. David Beckham's going to be staging a fashion show there, and I don't know, all sorts of things going on. But so yeah, Peaky Blinders Festival. Maybe I'll go if I can get a ticket. Although saying that, I don't really want to dress like a Peaky Blinder. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, it looks quite cool. Have to fucking go through my old granddad's wardrobe and see what he's got for me. Bear in mind, my little truth bomb here, my great granddad was a Peaky Blinder. So there, Thomas Manders, he was in the book about the Peaky Blinders. Tommy Manders, he was in the book about the Peaky Blinders, and he was arrested on one of the race courses. One of the fights at one of the race courses in London or wherever else. But anyway, yeah, so my granddad was telling me all about the story. So I'm a descendant of Birmingham royalty, I'll have you know. Right, finishing up on this one. In-Betweeners star James Buckley has branded London as the worst place on earth. Despite starring in the show set in the city, the comedian insisted it should be a separate country. He said, I think if you're from anywhere else other than London and you go anywhere else, you'll get on fine. I think if you're from London and go somewhere else and vice versa, you're going to have a difficulty to adjust. And he says, I hate London. I fucking hate it. So he's actually, I feel sorry for him because he says he has a problem with social anxiety because he can't go out without people harassing him about the TV programme. He can't handle it, which is because all the young people are into that programme, ain't they? And I bet they just fucking call him bust up wanker and all that stuff all the time, don't they? It's like, he must just get proper pissed off about it, you know, because kind of almost typecasting you into those characters. But yeah, London's a pain in the arse. I've got to say that. I've got to agree. London is hard work because when you're in London, you kind of very rarely get around London. You're kind of almost stuck in your own little bit of London, aren't you? Your own little town, which is if you're from Clapham, people very rarely leave Clapham. You know, it's expensive and all that kind of business. So if I was him, move to Birmingham. I'm going to say Birmingham for the last time in this video. Go to Birmingham. They'll have you there. Loads of people moving there now. It's kind of fucking really coming on. There's a Peaky Blinders festival on next month. Go to that, and everyone will be there calling you a bust-up wanker. No, but Birmingham's coming. Birmingham's changing a lot, and I like spending. I'm always up there. I don't live there at the moment, but I'm always there. So anyway, I'm rambling now. So we're going to call the end of that video. So that's another full week done. So I don't know if anybody's watched any of these videos yet, but be back on Monday with a new start to the week. So thanks for watching. If you did, see you later.